Everyone wants that quick fix, magic pill. You're obese, Ozempic. Don't worry, you'll be wearing mediums in no time. Not quite working down there? We got something for you. Viagra, a little Cialis, all night. But what is it really doing to our body? It might actually kick us into some kind of overdrive that overrides the body's natural process saying, no, it's not working. You know, it is very alluring to not feel good, to want something to change. Know what that change is. Know how you could feel. Be almost desperate to have it, but not desperate enough to put in the work. I mean, come on, it's a lot of work. Whereas I could just take a pill. I'll take a little pill, right? You're feeling down. You spun off the road of life into an emotional ditch. Spinning your wheels. Can't quite get out. It is nice when somebody can come by and give you a little winch, get you back on the road of life, you know? And so in those scenarios, there are RX drugs, there are medications that really help for a little period of time. If you have a broken leg and it's throbbing in pain, it's already in a cast, it's already lifted up, you're on the pillow, right? Trying to take your mind off of that sensation. But you can't even watch a show. You can't even read a book. Leg is throbbing, right? Sometimes it's nice to take a little pill. Your leg's already up in the cast, right? Might as well just relax. RX drugs are fantastic for triage and short term. But using them when we don't really need them, and also using them for a long period of time, or just because it's more convenient, does a variety of things that a lot of people don't even talk about. If you can't get hard, right, it's not working anymore. Man, that can be tough. That can be really hard. That can even lend some guys to suicidal ideation. But how'd you get there? What happened in your body? Was it something that maybe over a long period of time could have been shifted? If it took you, let's say, 20 years to develop the extra weight on your body so that you're not healthy in any way, pretty much you're having total system failure, and maybe as a result, it's not working anymore. So if it took you 20 years to get to this place where you're sick, then do you really think it's going to be as quick as taking a pill to get better? What about all the emotional, psychological disposition, that behavior that got you there? If you have an inability to not consume an entire family-sized bag of chips every day while drinking soda and watching TV, not exercising, etc., etc., if that's your lifestyle, you think that it's possible to have 20 years or even longer of deep-seated behavior change with a pill? No. And even if it did, what would that mean? You know, there's a really interesting scene in The Matrix where Trinity wanted to learn how to fly a helicopter that was up on the roof. And so she said, I need to download this program to fly the helicopter. Now, some people think that these pills work similar to that, where you go into this subspace of your subconscious mind and it reprograms and rewrites you. It's like hypnosis, this magic fountain of new knowledge. All of a sudden, 20 years of smoking gone. But why were you smoking for 20 years? That stuff is likely still there. You might have developed an ability to override that immediate addictive need, the drive to do, that immediate behavior, that kind of like cyclical behavior, reaching into the pocket to do, right? Even though you're not necessarily even wanting a cigarette, even though you're not really even, you're not hungry, but you know, all these things that we do behaviorally. Some guys like they just open porn. They're not even horny, not even a little bit, right? And they just open it up. You just get the stimuli going, that dopaminergic hit. But why? What's there? What's right underneath the surface? You could break that immediate addiction. I can teach people how to do it almost instantly. There's a lot of people out there that know the technique. And I might have one that is maybe modifiable, slightly unique to each individual, but it is a technique that can break you of your addiction. It's been well documented. A lot of people do it. Tony Robbins does it. You can get somebody in a very brief period of time to quickly reframe and change the way that they think about the thing they're doing. It becomes disgusting, becomes no longer an option. Okay. But that doesn't change all the stuff that's below the surface. The 20 years of it. Why were you doing it for all that time? Why were you putting the last $5 you had into the slot machine? Why do you keep going on dates with people that are toxic, even though you know they're toxic, because you need that external validation for the moment, that sexual, whatever it might be. The reason that we have these systems driving us is likely because we have a lot of pain, a lot of emotional unrest that needs to be addressed before we can actually heal and move on. And while those things are running in the background, it's kind of like applications on your phone or computer. What happens when you have a bunch of apps running in the background? Your battery gets drained. And if you only have so much battery every day, and you're draining it out with background noise, then how can you focus on the things that you really want? Often is that we can't really change our lives in the direction we choose because we feel drained, we feel tired all the time. And the slightest thing, the slightest need for our full focus feels absolutely overwhelming. It needs 80% and we're at 67%. So one of the first things we need to do is close those background windows in our life. This does require doing some deep inner work. And we're not going to get into the nuance of that in this video. This is just to identify why there might be a psychological problem with taking a drug or wanting that, just even craving. Why do you want to have that quick fix scenario? You know, to go to the gym and have strong muscles into your 40s and 50s is absolutely possible, and you need no testosterone replacement therapy. You need no crazy named supplements either. It's lifestyle. To stay virile and strong into your later years of life, those centenarians, they're still riding horses, wrangling. Like, where does that come from? That comes from being consistently healthy and active, not just externally, not just with your physical motions of body, but internally. And most commonly, those who have these problematic lifestyles that lead you into a state of sickness, it's something that's happening internal, an internal drive system that needs to be changed. Those background apps. Boop, hunger. Boop, snacky. Boop, I feel lonely. Boop, I feel insecure. Boop, whatever those things are, you might not be conscientiously aware. I feel insecure. I feel wanting. I feel sadness from not having the kind of loving connection I wish I had with my family or friends. Whoop. I wish I had a different job. I should have really gone for it and done America's Got Talent. I really wish I would. All silence, just with a just a little bit. Just I need a little toke, right? A little toot, just to silence it. Right? A lot of people these days are popping pills from their doctor. It's the same stuff. It's the same thing, right? If your leg's up in the cast, great, short term. If you slid out into an emotional ditch, right, get it. The winch back on the road of life, no doubt. But once you're back on the road of life, right, that donut that you got put on your car and the winch, it's only going to take you so far. You need to do the hard work. You need to understand the mechanics, in this analogy, of the car and yourself. You need to go deep within yourself and understand what's actually going on in there and figure out how to shift into a healthier way of being, build better and healthier behaviors. And from those behaviors, you'll have a foundation that will naturally lead you in the direction of being physically fit, of mentally strong, of emotionally freed from your burdensome past. And you won't need to take those pills anymore. Naturally. If you want to learn more, and or you'd like to work directly with me, send me a message. I want to hear what you guys think about this in the comments. And I would like to get some feedback from you about what it is that you've done. I want to hear from you what you've done today to start changing your life in this direction, changing your life in the direction of actualizing your dreams. Because guess what? If you actually start making the behavioral changes to actualize your dreams and become a better person, simply by the virtue of that, you'll be making the world a better place. Other people around you will become inspired. Dang, Dave, you look great. Really, you taking some GLP-1? What's going on, buddy? Come on, who's your surgeon? You got a glow. Would you stem cells? And then you can inspire other people saying, I started a whole new program, diet, exercise, meditation, whatever it is. I go hiking now. You go hike, Dave, you go hiking? Yeah, I hike now. Wow. Yeah, when I'm out there, no music, no phone. I just walk and feel. And I tell you, it's the most peaceful, most joyful experience. I found a love for hiking. Huh. Because it shows so much. And maybe you, whoever you are, I'd love to hear who you are. Introduce yourself in the comments. Whoever you are, wherever you are in life, you can make a step in the direction of making your life better today. I don't want to hear about it.